I'd like to begin by thanking Craig High School's Jazz Ensemble for that welcome they provided. Let's give them one more big round. That particular group is under the directorship of the new teacher to Craig High School, Mr. Ryan Kalab. To open our ceremony, please join me in standing as our very own senior Miss Alicia Torres sings the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets roared aloud, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
At this time, I'd like to welcome Craig High School's Spotlighters under the direction of Mr. Adam Miller to the stage. The group will perform a song entitled Is Someone Like You Out There? We've asked our spots to perform this afternoon because two of today's honorees, Matt Butler and Aaron Murphy, were members of this performance group during their high school experiences. Let's give Mr. Miller and our Craig Spotlighters a round of applause.
Beyond my view.
While we're welcoming our guests onto the stage, let's give Mr. Miller and the Spotlighters one more big round of applause. We will induct 3 members to the Craig High School Honor Wall this afternoon. Staff Sergeant Matthew Butler, Mr. David Douglas, and Representative Aaron Murphy. Joining us in celebrating the accomplishments of our inductees are distinguished guests, Superintendent Dr. Karen Schulte, Ms. Camilla Owen of the Janesville Alumni Association, and in our audience this afternoon, School Board Commissioner Carl Donnerhausen and our former principal, Dr. Michael Keene. Let's give them a warm Craig Cougars round of applause. Several members of our Craig community need to be thanked for their contributions to today's ceremonies. Seniors, Ms. Samantha Harrington, Ms. Courtney Kell, and Mr. Ryan Martian, all members of our student newspaper, The Criterion, interviewed our inductees, wrote the biographies you see in your program, and will introduce each honoree. Senior Mr. Kei Fujisawa prepared a speech to explain the significance of the Honor Wall for his classmates. A special thanks goes to Mrs. Lisa Brovitz for editing the students' write-ups, Mr. David Holmquist for assisting with the speeches, and the Criterion staff for coordinating a newspaper photographer to document today's ceremony. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Tricia Jones, Principal Secretary, who helped coordinate this event and the reception that will follow. Thank you to Ms. Julie Carey and Mrs. Michelle Meyer, who organized National Honor Society student volunteers to assist with today's program. A special thanks goes to Mrs. Stacy Bargans for assisting with the technology used in today's ceremony, and Mr. Carla Alsburn, our auditorium manager. And lastly, I'd like to thank the members of the 2014 Honor Wall Nomination and Selection Committee, whose names appear at the back of your program for their work in identifying today's award recipients. Please join me in thanking these individuals with a round of applause. At this time, we'd like to welcome Ms. Camilla Owen from the Janesville Alumni Association to the microphone.
Well, good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to these inductees, David Douglas in the class of '81. I was a long time before that. Aaron Murphy, she's closer to me, '78, and Matt Butler in 2005. But what I have to say is, go Craig Cougars! I'm from the class of '76, so get those calculators out. That was 38 years ago, and I'm still here and alive. Okay, so can you? So I am currently on the board of the Alumni Association, and we want all of you to eventually be there. But our mission is to provide a bond between the school district of Janesville, the community, and its alumni by sustaining, maintaining, renewing, and creating friendships and relationships. And as you think about it now, I know you're ready to go out the door and get away from, yeah, I heard you, yeah. But I'm going to tell you, your friendships in this, at high school, will live on. And you have those few friends and people that you have touched you, and you will live on with them. I'm already going to go out to San Diego in a couple weeks with my high school friends. So you will maintain that, believe me. Also, we want to promote and support the mission of the School District of Janesville. We want to promote the image of the School District of Janesville to current and prospective students, faculty, and the general public. The Janesville Alumni Association is already comprised of thousands of members made up of School District of Janesville graduates, former students, current and former faculty and staff. It helps promote socialization, which is what I was talking about, with classmates and preserve memories you have of your senior high school experience. You know, they say it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, that is a true statement. Who you know out there in the world, across the world, and you connect and say, I went to Janesville Craig High School. Oh, so did I. Well, let's look at your application. Let's do this. I am telling you, it works. As you graduate and go on to pursue your careers and get settled into your life, and hopefully you may reflect on some of the teachers who may have influenced you, or reflect on your experiences in clubs, activities, and/or athletics. We hope that these were beneficial and had an impact on your life. As an alumnus, you have the opportunity to give back to your school and community. So join today. Stop by the table out there. The JA is there. They have a little card for you to fill out, and then you're in. You've done it. You're over. Or you can make a donation. There's money. Oops, we'll take that. We'll take a donation. Bucket out there. Renee's got that bucket right here. A few bucks in the jar, and you've already started the momentum to pay it forward. You know, the Alumni Fund grants are managed through the Community Foundation of Southern Wisconsin. And you can even donate online. You can go to the Community Foundation of Southern Wisconsin and give money that way. Many of you are here today have benefited from these grants. You know, in your biology department, you have these wonderful new microscopes that project and come. I mean, it's just awesome. You have advanced placement. You got some history books so that you can do better on your advanced placement test. Scientific calculators. You have Spanish teacher wanted to get a library of Spanish books. We provided that money. And then also your art program. You did an unbelievable job with the students from Haiti and doing their portraits. It was outstanding. So your donations today will continue to help the future of Craig High School and those students in the future, okay? And also, we're on Facebook. We're with old. Okay, so we're on Facebook. If you just go to the Janesville Alumni Association, you can see all of the people who've got awards and things like that. And our website will be up soon. But really, when you reflect about this, maybe not today, maybe not 5 years, but it will come back to you. And I've been a member, and I believe you will be too. So thank you very much.
It's now my honor to call Student Council President, Mr. Kei Fujisawa, to the lectern. Kei has a message about the history and significance of today's ceremony for our students. Kei?
The Honor Wall of Craig High School was created in 2005 by Dr. Michael Keene, an experienced principal who retired the year I enrolled as a freshman. Since its beginning, the Honor Wall has inducted 32 individuals, and it's been a successful way to recognize Craig alumni who have helped their communities in various ways. Inductees have come from both the Janesville Senior High School and current Craig High School, which is why the program cover depicts a Craig Cougar and a Janesville Bluebird, the former mascot, side by side. These people standing in front of us today, and those whose images live on the wall outside this auditorium, chose paths to excellence and have changed their communities. But what does it really mean to us, the students? Well, I'll tell you what it means. It means that the once seemingly ordinary students of Craig High School became extraordinary by creating something else for someone else. It means that 32 former students accomplished great things and achieved selfless acts, sometimes at great sacrifice. Most importantly, it means that if the trend continues, chances are that one of you will be inducted sometime in the future. I think it's fair to say that this honor should not be taken lightly, and I hope all of you appreciate the full extent of this incredible event. These individuals are role models for us all.
Mrs. Stacy Vardens, our innovation specialist, has produced short video clips to help us understand the life and times of each of today's honorees. These vignettes are meant to help students know a little bit about the years in which today's recipients graduated. Students, this should give you pause to think about what the defining historical and cultural pieces will be for your graduating classes. Please turn your attention to the screen as we watch a brief introduction for Matthew Butler. Who was unable to join us this afternoon, accepting the award on his behalf are his parents, Mr. Kevin and Mrs. Janet Butler. Courtney.
Every class, every year, every day, we hear the same speech in a different form. No matter the deliverance, the moral is the same. Strive for success and reach for the stars. Teachers and parents will tell you to follow your dreams and make a difference. But it isn't every day that you hear about someone from our generation out doing those things. It takes someone diligent, determined, and ambitious to get up the courage to make a change. Matthew Butler was part of the 2005 graduating class, and after 8 short years out of high school, he has already made an impact in the world. He started out just like the rest of us, roaming the halls of Craig, hearing those same words of inspiration. In his time here, he participated in clubs and activities like DECA, choir, Christian fellowship, spotlighters, a cappella, and football. He also made an impact on his classmates, voted most admired, best personality, and prom king. His band, Inetrium, even won the talent show by performing a cover of Pardon Me by Incubus. Matthew Butler started his road to success here at Craig, just like you and just like me. He flourished after graduation, enlisting in the Air Force and taking up the challenge of college while serving active duty in Iraq. His higher education was completed through the Community College of the Air Force and online at Thomas Edison State College. He graduated with a 4.0 and now has his bachelor's degree in natural science and mathematics. In his years as a member of our country's military, Matthew achieved profound accomplishments. In 2009, he won the first Airman Award, #1 base military training honor graduate. In 2011, he picked up the Senior Airman Below the Zone Award and the Armed Achievement Medal. Last year, he received the Commendation Medal and the John L. Nivitow Award for Airman Leadership. But perhaps the most important military achievement Matthew has gained is being named one of the 12 Outstanding Airmen of 2011, the highest enlisted award for the Air Force. But Matthew Butler is more than a military man. He's a son to Janet and Kevin Butler, a brother to Jenny, Crystal, and Jackson Butler, a husband to Danielle Butler, and a father to his 2 sons, Adric and Kyler, with a baby girl on the way. At 1 month old, his oldest son, Adric, was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis, a disease that affects the lungs and digestive system. Now 5 years old, Adric has only been hospitalized once, but this event led Matthew on a new path with a new title. He was named the Congressional Advocate for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, sending emails to senators and representatives to raise awareness for a cure. Outside of the foundation, he is also an active member of his community. He has coordinated fundraisers to construct 2 new wells in India and organized a ministry at his church to get furniture to 16 families. All of this and more in just 8 short years. It is my absolute honor to stand before you today and introduce the youngest member to our honor wall. From his vigorous work in the Air Force to his selfless work for the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, it is clear that this young man has paved the road to success, starting in these halls, with the same dreams of something more. At this time, please turn your attention to the screen with a message from Matthew Butler, who is unable to join us today from Nevada.
Good morning, high school students and faculty. My name is Matt Butler, and I just want to say thank you, first of all, for this honor. Just to be considered among the other nominees is really an honor, so thank you. The second thing I want to say is sorry for my hair in high school. As you can tell, the military has been cut a little shorter than that, so I apologize about those ridiculous pictures. But either way, I just want to share a little bit of what I've done since high school and kind of where I was led after graduation. Really, once I graduated, about 6 months later, I married the love of my life, Danielle, and we now have 2 little boys, Adric and Kyler, and a little girl on the way, so we're excited about that. About 5 years ago is when I joined the Air Force, and I've proudly served and dedicated a lot of my life to serving the country and serving with the Air Force. And I just want you guys to learn from some of the mistakes that I've made. I really once I got into my niche with the Air Force, it quickly consumed everything that I did. My priorities got out of whack. So whether you join the military, whatever you do, you go to college full time, whatever that looks like, whatever job you do it to the best of your ability, but don't forget your priorities. I've learned from my mistakes, and my priorities now are what they should have always been. Priority 1 is my faith in Jesus. Number 2 is my love for my wife. And number 3 is my love for my children, and pretty much everything else, work and school and church, everything else comes after that. So, like I said before, whatever you do it to the best of your ability, but don't forget your priorities. That's what I have for you as my little words of wisdom. Thank you again so much for this honor. We've made Las Vegas our home, and so we'll be here, but I'm excited to come back to Wisconsin and see the Honor Wall in person. And just thank you again. I appreciate it. God bless.
Clearly outstanding parenting. When Janet and I would receive word about Matt's reports and his accomplishments and his honors, We would rarely hear them through Matt. He was very humble about that. We would hear it second or third hand. And we would say, who is this kid? I mean, he's so driven and so focused, and we're fairly normal and laid back. But Matt had a drive, and you heard about his priorities being switched. Craig was the foundation for his start of his drive. And it takes all kinds of people to make up the military, to make up businesses, to make up schools. So you be you, you know, just be you. And Craig is a testament to the variety of different people. We've got, on the one hand, on the wall, we've got Russ Feingold, and on the other hand, we've got Paul Ryan. So you see that it takes all kinds of people to be here at Craig. You be you. The word says in Micah that what is required of us? Three things: to act justly, to act with justice, to love mercy, be kind, be merciful to each other, and to walk humbly with your God. You do that, you be you, and the world will be a better place. Thank you for Matt. Thank you.
After a short video, Criterion senior reporter, Mr. Ryan Marshak, will introduce Mr. David Douglas.
In his book, The Citizen Engineer, David Douglas writes, "It's up to all of us to advocate policies and to design technologies that respect the needs and the rights of honest users. After all, innovators build on each other's work." David has definitely built a platform to help and inspire not only engineers, but everyone to build on his work and accomplishments to make the future a better place. David Douglas graduated from Craig High School in 1981, and since then he has worked to make an impact on the engineering world. During his years at Craig, David ran cross country and played basketball and tennis. After graduating from Craig, David studied at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. He graduated in 1986 with a Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degree in Computer Science. After college, David worked at Thinking Machines for 7 years, where he helped design supercomputers. He was also lead designer on Connection Machine 5, which at the time was the fastest computer in the world. Then in 1993, David started working for Sun Microsystems. While working there, David led numerous engineering and business teams. In 1999, David was named Vice President and Chief Technology Officer of one of the divisions. He left Sun Microsystems in 2001 to work at Connect Era, and then returned from Sun Microsystems in 2006 and became Chief Sustainability Officer, one of the first in American business. During this time, David also co-wrote a book entitled The Citizen Engineer with George Papadopoulos and John Buffett. The purpose of Citizen Engineer is to help engineers understand how to make the world a better place. This book also provides some food for thought about various engineering topics. David Douglas has taken a step further than the ordinary engineer job and has worked to ensure that he makes a positive impact on the environment and encourages others to do the same. He continues his work at Applied Minds, where he is Vice President of Invention and works to use data to inform to find profitable and sustainable options. In addition, since 2007, he has served as a member of the Board of Directors for the National Ecology Observatory Network, which is a $500 million National Science Foundation project that gathers and synthesizes data about the impacts of climate change, land usage, and invasive species on natural resources and biodiversity. He also serves as a senior fellow at the Breakthrough Institute, which is a think tank that's dedicated to sustainability. In his personal life, David lives in Concord, Massachusetts, with his wife Pamela and 3 children, Madison, Cameron, and Haley. In his spare time, he enjoys trail running, which he has been doing ever since 8th grade. He also enjoys coaching youth sports when he gets the time. David Douglas encourages people to take action through his book, saying, if you're passionate about changing our cultural course, making a tangible, lasting impact, you're in the right place at the right time. David Douglas has went above and beyond to incorporate what he learned as an engineer to help make the environment better. Thanks to his efforts, now future engineers can build on his work and continue to make the world a better place. It is my honor to welcome Craig graduate of 1981, Mr. David Douglas.
I'm especially thankful. My parents, Bob and Virginia Douglas, are both here. My uncle Jim, my brother Pete from the class of 1984 here at Craig, and his son Drew. I'd also like to thank Bob Pedersen, who is the inspiration for my trail running passion that I still hold to this day. In 7th and 8th grade, Bob would drive us out to the outdoor lab and kick us out of the band and tell us to run around in the woods for a couple hours. That's how he got us into shape. And a number of us were reminiscing a couple weeks ago at a wedding and saying how much that's stuck with us for all these years. So Craig has been a foundation of a lot of things in my life in the Janesville school system, and Bob was a part of that. Another person, I was a little disappointed that I'm not the first Douglas on the board out there, but Frank Douglas reminded me that he taught 4,500 students at Craig during his time here, so I guess that's a pretty big thing. So very cool for Frank. It was nice to see him today as well. As you can tell from the video and the style of music, it's been a long time since I graduated, Craig. I got to put it in some perspective. I remember a scrawny kid who we used to kind of talk about as Toby's little brother. Now he's Congressman Paul Ryan, and I think there's probably a lesson in there about being nice to kids who are littler than you are. Like Paul and others on the board, just the folks I went to school with have done amazing things. I mean, I feel like I'm here more representing a whole generation of people as much as what I've done. There's doctors and lawyers, teachers, professors, people went to factories, went off into the Army, and police, and education. Just amazing set of stuff. Like if you looked up and down the aisles and heard a list like that, you'll 20, 30 years from now be thinking back, geez, I sat in that auditorium and those things were all mentioned, and I know all those people now. It's pretty incredible what happens. I wanted to share one thing from all that time, and just the people I've watched grow up and do amazing things that they did. It's a challenging world today. There's a lot of opportunities out there. If people at Wall Street will tell you that when things are changing, there's opportunities, but at the same time, there's more competition than ever. If you go off to college, the kid in the chair next to you might be from Eau Claire, but he might be from Taiwan or South Korea or Bogota, Colombia, just as easily. If you go work in a business, the people you're competing with are probably in Chicago, but they're probably also in Southeast Asia and Europe and all over. It's a global world, and it gets more competitive all the time. at this point you're probably saying, geez, the old guy is going to tell me that the secret to all this is to work hard, and you know that's not a bad idea. It never is. But you know, the thing that really I think the people I've seen really stick with it and make a big difference. The big difference is they found things to do that they love. And some of them, like my friend Alex, got into film directing right out of, wanted to do out of high school, wanted to do it out of college, and was in it the whole time. Others I know, you know, didn't find their thing for a while, but when they did, they became a different person, and they were just so energized. And you can tell these people today, when you ask them what they're doing, they can't wait to tell you. They're so excited about what they're doing with their lives. So that's you know, my one piece of advice is if you can, keep your eyes open and find out what really matters to you. I mean, you heard Matt talk about some of the things that really drive him, and you can see what a difference that makes. Just wanted to close with one last thought, kind of a hat tip. First to Andrew Poppins, who's on the board out there. Andrew was in my brother's year. He would have been sitting in this auditorium 30 years ago today if this event were held and if he weren't in detention, which is kind of a question with Andrew. But he's now Brigadier General in the Army, 101st Airborne Division, just got back from Afghanistan and just doing amazing things. So I just wanted to say, you know, thank you to Andrew, thank you to Matt, and any of you who are thinking of military, it's not a glamorous life, but you have a big impact. It's an honorable thing to do, so I hope you well with your thought process on that. So, again, thank you very much for the award, and blessed and honored to be here. Thank you.
After an introductory video, Criterion Editor-in-Chief Samantha Harrington will come to the microphone to introduce Representative Erin Murphy, who was unable to join us this afternoon as the Minnesota State Legislature is in session. Accepting the award on her behalf is her father, Mr. Bernard Murphy.
shows dedication to the state of Minnesota and spends every day working toward her goal of fighting to make a difference in the lives of others by lending a helping hand. During her time at Janesville Craig High School, Erin was very much involved in the music department.